Recording? Okay, well, thank you guys all for jumping on tonight. I know we are off a little bit on our normal weekly Wednesday. We're on a Tuesday, but it's a holiday week, so I think this is perfect. And I am so excited because 2 weeks ago, Allie did a Zoom for us that was absolutely amazing and talked all about Rise Conference with Rachel Hollis and all of the amazing personal development and different leadership training and all sorts of things that she learned. And one of the big things was vision casting and like how to visualize your goals and thinking about your goals. And so tonight she is going to jump on here, and I don't even know exactly what you're planning to talk about, but I know she's going to be talking about casting vision and how to visualize and how to like figure out your goals and what are those goals, and then like getting your plan in place to reach those goals. So without further ado, Allie, do you want to just introduce yourself and I will just let you go?
Perfect. And then, yeah, I'm going to try to watch the chat, but definitely, Jenny, interrupt me if you see things. Awesome. So, hi, everyone. I am Allie Antonaci. I'm an ambassador with It Works. Today is my 6-year anniversary with It Works, which is crazy. It's the longest job I've ever been at. And I graduated from college and did all the right things, right? And then who wants to stick with the job that long? But when it's fun and you can really build it for yourself, it just becomes something that you love and you don't ever want to stop doing. So, really originally with this business, my goals were simply pay off debt, make money, build a savings account, buy a bigger house someday. We always wanted to buy another property. My husband's a big hunter and outdoor guy, but I said, well, I want to be able to have more kids and have our kids there too. I don't want it to keep us apart. So we kind of did those things. I never really I didn't write them, but I didn't really take it that seriously. I never really made a vision board. I didn't claim my goals daily or anything like that. But kind of we made them all come true. How amazing is that really within our first 3 years of this business? And then I kind of realized I stopped dreaming. And I wasn't really visualizing things. I wasn't really claiming things. And it wasn't and then I had 2 back-to-back babies and just had a lot of life happening. So it wasn't really until probably August of when was my kid Jack born? Okay, August 2017. I always have to be when was that baby born? That I went to a Kansas City boot camp and I just kind of found my fire and found my fuel and said, I have stopped dreaming. I need to dream big again. I am limitless. It Works can be my dream, right? So, for many of you, maybe being an ambassador, that is your dream. You want to be the top leader in a network marketing company. But it also made me realize that, it works whether a goal of mine could be becoming triple ambassador or triple diamond or whatever it is. But how could that be my vehicle to get me to my dream too? So maybe your dream is to open a nonprofit. Maybe your dream is to be completely debt free. Maybe your dream is to open a business, to pay off your parents' house. Drop them in the comments. I want to know, if you knew there was no way you could fail, what would you do? Right? Because with this company, you truly have the vehicle. So open a salon, buy our first house, debt-free, own a lake house, rental home on the beach, dream home, debt-free, pay off cars. Oh gosh, debt. Open a gym, cool, travel the world, open a boutique. I love it, you guys. Oh my gosh, you are loading me up. I love this. So you have these dreams. And a ton of you said debt-free. That's an amazing dream. I want to ask you a question though. And I need you all to, if you don't have paper and pen in front of you, you need to get it. I'll give you a minute. You will be actively participating in this Zoom. So you guys want to be debt free. Why? What is your life going to look like when you're debt free? When you're debt free, what is that going to allow you to do? How does your day feel when you wake up? So like being debt free, that's an amazing goal. But is that your dream? Or is that a goal that will get you to your dream? Maybe you're not even thinking about your dream yet. Maybe you don't even know it. So we're going to do a few things and a few activities as we talk through tonight. We're going to like get through some things. So I want to read you guys something. Actually, I don't, not yet. So, so often people tell me that they're scared to join me in this business because they're scared to fail. But I am going to say most people quit this business because they're scared to succeed. So very, very, very often people are going to self-sabotage because when you succeed, things are going to change. When you can't whine about how broke you are, what are you going to talk to your friends about? When you don't have to work 3 jobs, what's your life going to look like? It is sometimes easier to stay broke, unhappy, and uncomfortable than to grow and go through the discomfort of becoming who you really want to be. And so we're going to do a few things tonight about how to stop living in fear of failure. So I want you guys all just right now to think, and I have some background music. We'll attempt to see if we can, because sometimes it's hard to just sit in silence. We'll see if it works. So I want you guys to think, and I just want you to we're going to spend a minute, and what personal failures have you overcome in the past? So I want you, let's see, peaceful piano. That sounds good. So what are those failures that you've overcome? What is that thing that you thought would be so hard, but you were able to do anyway? Big, little, personal, business. What are those failures that you've overcome in the past? All right, we're going to talk about that. So you guys probably wrote down some things that's like, oh, yeah, did that. I'm awesome. I achieved some cool things. So you guys already told me what those things were that you would pursue in your life if you were assured 100% that you wouldn't fail, right? Well, you've overcome things in your past. So what makes you think you couldn't do it again? So that's our perspective. And that's a particular attitude toward or way of regarding something. It's a point of view. So we look at these dreams we have, and you would never look at your kid or your friend if they said, I'm going to climb Everest, I'm going to start a nonprofit. You know, your kid tells you that he's going to be an astronaut. Like, you say, yes, follow your dreams, do it. You can do this. Your friend wants to start a nonprofit. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. How can I support you, right? So why, when you write down that dream, you're like, no, I'll fail. That's your point of view. So with every perspective, our actions and the result of those actions are affected, right? So that of that point of view we have, everything we do is affected. So if you say your goal is to be debt free, and you know that It Works is your vehicle, is it scary? Do you really want it? Or are your actions changing? Are you actually self-sabotaging yourself because you you're scared of what you will become if you achieve that thing? So there's some tools to kind of shift your perspective. So when you are feeling down or you feel like you can't achieve something, stop and say, is this real or is this a story I'm telling myself? Because let's be honest, we tell ourselves a load of junk, a lot, right? I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough time. I don't have a big enough network. I'm not good at Instagram. I'm not a good writer, right? Those are a bunch of junk that we are telling ourselves. So when you start to feel that, have you felt like that before? Is this an experience? Maybe like, is this experience sort of being tainted by maybe something that's happened in the past? Are you trying to like kind of call something before it happens? Like, are you sort of thinking, oh, I'm gonna fail at this, so I don't even want to try? You guys, no one's good at something the first time they do it, right? It'd be weird if you were good at something the first time you did it. So sometimes you just have to change your scenery to change your perspective. And that means, maybe you're feeling in a funk and it means blasting your badass playlist and just having dancing it out by yourself. When you move your body, you change your mood. That's scientifically proven. Maybe you are surrounded by some negative people and you need to say, I am in a funk, and Saturday night I'm going out with those friends from high school who all they do is whine about how broke they are and their baby daddy and their leaky house and their whatever. Tell them you can't go. Don't go. Don't open yourself to be around that negativity. You have to switch up the people you interact with. If you are feeling a funk, you need to go find the person who inspires you the most. If you're feeling like I can't do something, you need to go find that person who inspires you the most and have a phone call with them. Maybe it's more of a public figure. Consume their content. You are the equivalent of the 5 people you surround yourself with. But maybe you need to give yourself a digital detox for a minute. Maybe you need to turn off the old Instagram scroll hole. Stop staring at the perfectly poised mom with her kid at the pool. You don't know. You cannot compare. And if social media is what is telling you that you can't achieve what you want to do, you need to change what you're consuming on social media. So you have to choose your perspective. When you imagine the best version of you, what perspective do you need to be whole and happy? Like, for example, I need to stop thinking that bad things are always going to happen. What I need is to start looking for moments of gratitude and see all of the good things that are happening for me. So that's a huge perspective shift for you guys. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. And everything that happens, someone leaves your team, you get a no, you get an extra bill you weren't thinking about, you fall and break your arm. It's really, really hard to find gratitude in crappy situations, but you have to figure out why it is happening for you. What is this teaching you? Instead of feeling like all the weight of the world is pouring down on you, figure out how you can use that weight to climb up on top of and build something from it. Okay. So you have to change that perspective. So next thing I want you to do is to just think about what is an accomplishment you take pride in that you achieved due to your persistence. What's something you've done? You don't have to write this down. You can if you want to. But what is something you've done that, like, you really had to fight for, but you did it, right? Was it a school paper? Was it buying a house? Was it your marriage and your relationship? Was it have, I mean, there's so many different things. And then I want you to also think, what's something you'd like to try to pursue or accomplish right now? Maybe it's not that crazy dream that you want to do, but you haven't because it cannot be done quickly or easily. Like you're going to have to learn and you're going to have to fail. We all have those things, right? So now we're going to do another little activity. This was really, really eye-opening to me. You're going to write yourself a little letter, and I want your brain to just flow. Put a little music, and you're going to write a letter to your persistence. And mine says, Dear Allie. You'll write Dear, your name. And the first line, and you don't have to write this, just continuing this. I am your persistence. I am the part of you that never gave up. And this is what I want you to know. And I want you to just brain dump as fast as you can possibly write everything you've achieved, everything you're proud of, everything that you fought for. So we'll give you guys a couple minutes here. I am your persistence. I am the part of you that never gave up. And this is what I want you to know. Everything you've accomplished, everything you've achieved. You know you're limitless. You've done unbelievable things. Write it all out. Everything you've achieved, just brain dump. Just write it, write it, write it, write it, write it. Maybe from a childhood, it could be making a relationship work. It could be walking away from a relationship. It could be a career success, personal. Maybe you've lost weight, you've achieved a goal. Everything you've achieved that you should be proud of. Your persistence got you there. What does it need to remind you of that you've done? Give you guys a couple seconds to wrap up. Oops, on to the next one. All right, so, I mean, if yours was like mine, I mean, it just is like this scrawled scribble of all kinds of things that I've accomplished and I've done, and reminding myself that I've never failed at anything that I've really tried to just do well. Because you won't, because forward is a pace. You guys, whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, as long as you're not standing still, you're getting there. And there's a sermon from Stephen Furtick, and this is like the third time it's come up in the last few days, so this is telling me that I have to share it with you guys again. And he talks about the gap. We have this big goal, right? And it's just, we're working, we're moving forward, but it's just like the gap is not closing, right? It's not closing. And we're trying so hard and we just can't get there. And we're so focused on that gap that we fail to ever turn around because there's a second gap. We're taught to never look back, right? But there's a second gap. And it's so much bigger, and it's how far you have come. And we never give ourselves credit. And that's what your persistence is telling you. It's saying you've conquered all these mountains, all these valleys. You've traveled all this way. You only have that far to go. Stop beating yourself, even if this takes you inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter to get through that last gap, because you've come so far. Because every step forward you take to close this gap, you're creating a bigger gap here. And that's what you want. So there's the second gap, and you can't forget about that second gap. So that's what your persistence is telling you about. So now we're going to talk about who we want to be and what world we want to live in. And let me make sure I'm not missing something. So a quote that I love is, your goal is not wrong just because it inconveniences someone else. On your path to your goals, your big, crazy goals, dreams, the life you want, people are going to fall out of your life. You know, I had someone a year ago all mad because I had to completely cut her out of my life. She was negative. She was toxic. We were not spending time with her was not giving me any light or energy that I wanted. And I heard a lot of backlash about how I cut her out. Oh, I was just, moving on. And I saw a quote that said, you get so mad that I cut you out, but what you fail to see is that you handed me the scissors. And you guys, you can't forget that. Like, your dreams are going to inconvenience other people. Your dreams are going to make other people uncomfortable. You succeeding and rising up as a person and growing as a person and improving as a person and becoming self-aware and self-actualized, people aren't going to fit into what you want to do and become. But the last thing you ever need to do is diminish your light because your glow is bothering someone, right? So stop worrying about it. When you are doing what you want and you are glowing and you are energy and you are confident and you are beyond believing in your purpose, people are either going to keep up or get out, and that's okay, because you have to align yourself with people who see that. And it's going to suck when people have to cut out of your circle, when you got to grow past people. It's hard. It's really, really, really hard. Oh, Jenny, thank you. You put the word right in my mouth. Jenny said, pruning is real. Pruning in your business is real. Pruning in your life is real. But you guys, you know what happens if there's a massive rose bush? It'll never produce a single flower. It's too big. It's full. It's tangled. It's thorny. But when you chop off some of those big, heavy branches down at the bottom that is just weighing it down, do you know what happens? All this new growth and flower comes out the top. It's a very, very real thing, and it's a very real metaphor and a very real visual to be able to see. That's what's going to happen when that weight that hangs from you, that childhood best friend that you just feel an obligation to. You don't really want to go to happy hour. They weigh you down. Maybe it's a relative. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a whatever it is. You guys, to hang out with people, for people to get my time, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And you need to think about that. Who's in your circle? Do you really want to be with them, or are they weighing you down? Cut the branches off. Because as you're going to grow and move forward and work hard and stumble and fail, you want people with that same vision cheering you on, lifting you up, saying, you got this, do it again, try again. When your kid falls down on a bike the first time, you're like, yep, stay down, you're never going to do it. That's what those heavy branches are. No, you are the light in their circle. And you're like, yes, let's do this. Try again. You got this, buddy. And it might take them 20 times and skin knees and tears. But at the end, they're going to do it. And you're going to be so proud because you were with them. Because you're their biggest cheerleader. If the people in your circle are not your biggest cheerleader getting you back on that bike, they are not who you need to get to the next level. And it sucks. It hurts when your circle changes. All right, so now we're going to talk about owning our future. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little visualization exercise. And I'm going to have you guys, you're not going to write anything down yet. But the only way to completely own your future is to know where you want to go. So we're going to take some time to visualize who you want to be in 10 years. Okay? So we're going to do a little visualization, and then you guys are going to write. So I want everybody to shut your eyes. You need to find some good, soft tunes. Okay. Shut your eyes. And now I want you guys to think about where you're going to be in 10 years. 10 years will be 2029. How old will you be? How old will your kids be? Will you be married? Will you have a partner? Will you have a pet? You have new pets, the same pets? Will you be in the same house? What does your house look like in your dream life, the most amazing life that you've created? What house are you in? Is it in your current town, or have you moved? Maybe you moved off to the beach, to the mountains, up north, down south, the place that makes you endlessly happy. Who's there with you? What's your home look like? What's it smell like? Are you finally baking? Do you have someone who cleans your home every day and it's always perfectly clean? What car do you drive? Are they sitting in the garage? Are they paid for? Are there bills sitting on the counter? Do you own your home outright? What's your job? Do you have a job? Are you retired? You check your online banking on your phone. What's your balance? How many digits are in there? Are your kids off at college? Do they play sports? Are they involved? Are your kids married? Do you have grandkids? What do you do in your spare time that fills you up, that makes you happy? What does your relationship look like? Do you have a companion? How's your marriage? What's your stress level every day? All right, now I want everyone to go ahead and open their eyes, grab your notebook, and I want you just freely, as fast as you possibly can, just write everything out. I want you guys to write down as many things, no matter how crazy you think they are, where you'll be in 10 years, as fast as you possibly can. Just write it down. Everything you visualize, shut your eyes again if you need to see it again. Write it all down as quickly as you can. What does that dream life look like? Keep writing. Get it all out. Every detail you can remember so vividly. Smells, the sounds, the clear vision. You can perfectly see what that life is like that you want. Not that you want, that you're going to have, that you're going to make happen. I can finish up writing if you want to. If you have a few more things to say. I know some of you I see scribbling frantically. Some of you are staring at me blankly. All right. So that's your 10 years, right? So now you're going to turn your 10 years into 10 dreams. What 10 things have to happen? 10 big things, 10 big dreams between now and then to make that life a reality. This takes some thinking, right? Is there a certain amount of money you need? Do you need to move? Do you need to take control of your health? And I'll share mine after you guys write yours down. But what 10 things, when you make every single one of them come true, will that life you just visualized, you clearly visualized, what 10 things have to happen for that life to be manifested? You just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just realized the shirt I'm wearing is very fitting. It says impossible that M crossed out. Didn't realize I was wearing it. All right. Now here's something to think about. The cost of what you want is the current life you have. You have to be willing to let go of what you have right now to create that life you want. If you are going to stay where you are, if you want the comfort of this life you currently have, you're not going to get here in 10 years. To get here, it's at the cost of this. You have to slowly let it go. You have to make changes. And I'm not saying you have to do it all at once. So now these are the 10 goals you need to write down every single day as though they have already happened. Every single day, I write, I am Triple Ambassador. You guys, my dream is not to be a Triple Ambassador with It Works. Like that's not my dream. That's not my end all be all. But this is my job, and I can't have any other job that can financially get me to my dreams faster than this. I love this company. I love this business, and I love helping other people realize their dreams. So I know for all my other dreams to happen, going Triple Ambassador is the number one way to check off the other dreams, right? The other reason I put it as my first dream every day is it's the scariest and the hardest. You guys, it's going to take a lot of work to get there. I've been in this business 6 years, and it does not get easier. It doesn't get less exciting to sign a loyal or distributor. I still get pumped when I get that email or that notification. I know that being Triple Ambassador gets me to my dreams. The next dream I write down every day is that we live in our fully renovated dream home. You guys, to change this home that I currently live in, that we bought 2 years ago, to my dream home, is going to be about $250,000 in projects. I know furthering myself to triple ambassador is going to let me do that. We are 100% debt free. That's on my dreams. So I write it like that. We make 3 million plus per year from multiple streams. I know that going triple ambassador and going debt free then is going to allow myself to start turning our assets into more assets, building a real estate portfolio, building an investment portfolio. These are the way you make multi-million dollars, okay? Is you have to have multiple streams. Like, yeah, you can do a lot of it from it works, but isn't it more fun to like use your money to make more money? So I write also, I am an exceptional, patient, loving mom. That'll never come off because I will never achieve that. I will work at it every single day. I write, I have an amazing marriage and sex life. I don't want to be 50 and have a lame sex life. I don't know about any of you, but and my marriage is incredibly important to me. I don't want our dreams aren't binary, guys. Every ounce of your energy does not have to go to our dream. There's enough to go to your dream, your family, your marriage, your friendships, and yourself. So I need to know, I need to write that every single day. So I consciously front of mind remember, give your marriage and your partner energy and love, right? And my kids too. Because being patient with 3 kids can be really hard sometimes. I write that I am a world-renowned, high-demand motivational speaker. I write, I am a New York Times bestselling author. And I write, I am a keynote speaker at Rise with Rachel Hollis. Because you better damn believe it that I'm going to be on her stage. Don't even have the speech written yet, but we're going to get there, right? So, guys, those are terrifying. I have no idea how I'm going to achieve those things. I have no idea what book I'm going to write. I don't have a clear pitch for a speech, but I'm going to claim them every single day. And because what happens, you guys, when you claim goals like that, I am this, we are that. You write them down, and then I verbally out loud in my office alone every day say them out loud, because there's something that happens when you write them and say them. It uses different parts of your brain. What it actually does is your subconscious does not know the difference between visualizations and reality. Your subconscious doesn't know if you're saying I am 100% debt free over and over and over again, that's not real. And that's why I had you visualize in such clarity what you want, because your brain doesn't know the difference. When you visualize something that clear and you have your 10 goals that clear, your subconscious is thinking, those things happen, those things happen. And your subconscious starts creating these new pathways in your brain for you to make them happen. No, you cannot say we are 100% debt free and just like sit like a bump on a log. You still have to do the work. But the more you claim them, your brain is going to come up with unbelievable ways to make them happen. Okay. So then the next thing you have to do, those are scary, right? Is you have a roadmap. So now pick the one goal that will help you get closer to your 10-year from now version of yourself faster. You guys, we can do a lot of things, but we can't do everything. And I am a very firm believer that you cannot give all your energy to 4 goals at once. So what's the number one thing? Is it taking control of your health? Is it having another kid? Is it building a better foundation for your marriage? Is it paying off $5,000 in debt? Whatever that is, what's your tangible thing And then I need you to think about just everything. What is every single thing that you need to do to get there? I mean, it's just the soup of just stuff, right? Just every single thing. So for me, for like going triple ambassador, it's like, okay, that's my finish line. What's every single thing that has to happen for me to get there? And it's like leadership, retreats, community, common goals, growth, Instagram TV, YouTuber, vulnerability, shared goals, be loud. I mean, I just have stuff written all over this page. So what are those things? I need you to just think about them. Just write them all out, write them all out, write them all the things. And then that's when you're going to do your own roadmap. So here's a blank roadmap. And if triple ambassador is my finish line, what are the 3 milestones I need to do to get there? You know, maybe it is you want to start a nonprofit, right? So what are the huge things? Probably figuring out a location, like a building, figuring out like legalities of it. Maybe there's gonna be a lot of little steps between each of these, like the legalities, funding, right? That'd be a huge one. Maybe it is your ultimate goal is you want to run a marathon. You've never run a mile in your life. Okay. So start. Like, what's the first thing you need to do? What's the thing? Like, get a good pair of running shoes. Maybe you can get a plan. And then maybe, you have a training plan and you run a half marathon, then you run a whole marathon. Whatever that looks like for you, break it into chunks, like chapters of your book or mile markers. Like if you're going to go a 3-mile race, your ultimate goal is a 3-mile race. What do you got to achieve by mile 1, mile 2, mile 3? And then it suddenly becomes tangible. So, a lot of us have always been taught to play really, really small, to not dream big, because dreaming big is scary and not safe. But I'm thinking tonight, some of you probably realize just with these very small activities that your dreams are so much bigger than maybe you realized. And maybe as you created that dream life in 10 years, you realized that it works as that is your dream. You want to be the leader on stage. You want to be number 1. You want to be career network marketer. Maybe you realized that you want to be an author. You want to open a camp for handicapped kids. You want to start a dog rescue. You want to, whatever it is. I mean, there's so many things in here. I'm looking at these. Buy new houses. Get to Disney. Hell, girl, stop singing that your ultimate goal is going to Disney. Buy a Disney condo and pay for it in cash, so you can go to Disney 5 times a year. I'm just scanning these. Lake house. What kind of lake house? At what lake? Like, get really specific. Maybe a lake house paid for in cash, those sort of things. Debt free is such a consistent one, you guys. And I can tell you that I have a spreadsheet that I look at almost every day. And it's our monthly budget. And it's all of our money goes into one account, and that's where every single bill, every single expense comes out of. And then some of it goes into like our daily spending, like our groceries, our gas, our household stuff, our Target runs, our date nights, that kind of stuff. And then there's a third column too that says debt. And it has to the penny what we owe on each of our homes and our cars and any other debt we have. It's to the penny. And every single month I take so much pride in changing those numbers. It's like my favorite thing to do every month. It's like, oh, we made that $500 payment towards the UTV at the park. Boom. And then I have dates next to them. That's my goal. But you guys, here's something about goals and dates. They set us up for failure. Because let's say you're saying, I want to be Ruby by the end of August. and you end up as an exec making $400, but you didn't hit Ruby, I feel like you're a failure, right? So you just have to be careful with goals that they're there as a goal as well and not a deadline. Your dates, goals can absolutely have a goal date, but just remember that that is not a deadline and you are not a failure if you did not hit that date. Because the question always is, have you moved forward? Have you grown? Let's say you just started at Works, started today, 6 years after me, and you want to go Ruby and you're executive and you're so close. That's not a failure that you didn't hit that. You've grown so far. Your first gap is so big. Your second gap is so little. You're almost there. So you just keep moving forward. But I hope you guys have some clarity tonight on what you're really dreaming for. Is your dream? Are you clear on your dream? Does anyone know your dreams? Are you ready to share your dreams? So I told you guys one of my huge dreams is to be like a motivational speaker. And I will tell you that I've spoken on stage in front of 25,000 people at conference and told my story. And that's great. And that's not scary to me. But last week, there's a new, a girl I know is kind of starting a new women's group, kind of support networking type group. And she asked me to be their first speaker. And y'all, I was in a living room of 12 people, and it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done. Terrifying. But when I was at my conference 3 weeks ago, I was challenged to fail at something in the next 30 days. And I want to pass that challenge along to you guys. By the end of July, I want you all to try something new you've never done before. And I want you to fail. Because it would be weird if you were good at something the first time you ever did it. Try something scary. Try something different. And everybody's comfort zone is going to be different. Maybe it's going to be writing a chapter of a book. Maybe it's going to be going live on Facebook. Maybe it's going to be baking a souffle. I don't know. I'm not one to tell you what your dreams should and shouldn't be. But if there is something a skill you can learn that's going to be a mile marker on one of those dreams on your list, you are to try something in the next 30 days that's going to help you build that skill. So I hope you guys got a lot out of tonight. I challenge you every single morning, give yourself 10 minutes to start your day finding 5 things that you're grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. Starting it with a little bit of gratitude. It can be very, very difficult at first, but sometimes when you starting your day with gratitude, you will start looking for little happy moments, and it's awesome. And this is all Rachel Hollis journal. I feel like I'm just regurgitating it. You don't need a Rachel Hollis journal to do it. You literally need a scrap of paper. And then I want you to write your 10 goals, your 10 dreams that will get you to your 10-year dream. Those are going to change. Those are going to morph. You're going to craft your wording every day. They might tweak a little bit every week. And then I want you at the bottom to say the dream I'm going to achieve first is, and write it. And then speak them out loud. And I promise you guys it takes 5 minutes in the morning to do. I make myself a cup of coffee. I sit down and I do it. And I can tell you your whole day is better. But speaking those things out loud every single day will get you there as long as you're moving forward. So that's all I got tonight for you guys. Jenny, I don't know if you want to stop the recording.
Thank you. This was so, so good. I love this. And I feel like this visualizing and vision casting is something that has been, I think, missing a little bit. And so I'm glad that we're doing this. I feel like we should almost do this monthly.
Absolutely. And you guys, you should. And we can absolutely do this stuff monthly. because I've started like just like learning a lot more about this, and like because it is really interesting how your brain doesn't know the difference. So our new puppy, I'm sure you've seen him all over my social media. I literally visualized that puppy 2 years ago, and I have visualized her in our home. I have visualized when she would be coming home to us, what our family would look like having her here, what she would look like. And I claimed it. I had her on my dream board, and she came off my dream board on Sunday because we brought home our little 3-pound waffles.
And she's
Um,
so cute.
and she's so cute, Jenny. I cannot wait for you to meet her.
I know.
So you guys, it's silly, but my dream board right now is actually just thinking that I think tomorrow I'm gonna do some different things on it. It says things like dream house paid in dream kitchen paid in cash. It says 2020 Black Diamond, and I want to take that off because I don't want to give myself a deadline. Family vacation to Hawaii. Your dream board doesn't just have to be your 10 dreams that are going to get you to your 10-word plan. It can be goals too. Like I want to save $1 million and give $1 million. I want to have $1 million savings account, and I want to be able to give $1 million charitably. I want to take a vacation with my husband to Italy and France and tour vineyards for 2 weeks. Like that sounds awesome. I want to write a book. I'd love to give a TED talk. I want to be debt free. I mean, these are all things just sitting over here on my dream board. And I have so many other dreams. Claim them, look at them, change your dream board optics too. When we stare at something every single day, it loses its meaning.
Yeah, it's crazy. I like went back to my dream board from 2016. And I was like, I can't believe how many things I've like crossed off and didn't even realize it. Because you forget about things. But yeah, so this was awesome.
Yeah, Jenny, I have to show you this too because you texted me this morning. It's taped on my back.
I know. I got mine.
Jenny got a little sassy with a couple of glasses of wine at conference a couple years ago, and she called me out, and it was a turning moment in my business because she said I wasn't claiming my dreams big enough or loud enough, and I was downplaying my dreams, so why would anybody else believe in theirs? And so I very much forever have indebted to you for that, Jenny. But we decided on these coasters in this bowling alley after like 3 beers to write out our big dreams. And I wrote, it says Conference 1, 2018. I said number 23 income earner, double millionaire, $100,000 in Black Diamond. So I'm closing in on the second million with It Works.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool. I need to do the math, but
yeah.
You guys, thank you. I think every single one of you are worth your dreams, and just don't let anybody else tell you that they're not important, because who the heck cares when anybody else thinks they're not their dreams are yours. So you get to have your dreams, and you get to decide what you want to do for your family. No one else.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, guys.
I love it. Thank you. Let me turn this off.